Hello everyone and welcome to another video on Hades Beer Corner. This is Alfred, my resident Moomin ancestor on my Beer Corner channel, and I am Heidi, of course. Uh, Alfred is, as mentioned, a Moomin ancestor, and he has a familial relation to Bertil, who is my co-host on my main channel, Hades Corner, alongside with Stefan, a hedgehog who lives in a watering can. Today, the video will be another Estonian fine imperial stout, Pime, which is like dark night or something of the nature. So the beer for today, Põhjala Pime or Dark Night in Estonian, is an imperial stout. Now, stout is a dark top fermented beer with a number of variations, including dry stout, oatmeal stout, milk stout, which also is also very good. I've tried, and imperial stout like uh, most and most good and Pime are very good ones from Pohjala. The first known use of the word stout for beer is in a document dated to 1677, found in the Egerton manuscript, and it referred to its all the beer's strength. And then, as a counterpoint is porter, which is closely related to stout, and that was first used to based on what I could find in 1721 to describe a dark brown beer. And because of the huge popularity of porters, the brewers made them in variety of strengths, and it was the name porter referred to the transportation workers at the time, and typically porters were 7 or 8% alcohol by volume or ABV, and the stronger ones were 7 and 8 were called stout porters. So the history and development of stouts and porters are intertwined, and the term stout has become firmly associated with dark beer rather than just dark beer, um, just strong, dark and strong beer, not just strong. And one well-known example of stout is Guinness brewed in Ireland, a wonderful, wonderful place to brew beer. Imperial stouts, that is Pohjala, Pime, and many others from Pohjala, and then another breweries like Puhaste, is also known as a Russian Imperial Stout for a historical reason, and it is a dark beer in the style that was brewed in the 18th century by Thrale's Anchor Brewery in London for export to the court of Russian Tsar, or the Empress Catherine II of Russia. In 1781, the brewery changed hands and the beer became known as Barclay Perkins Imperial Brown Stout. This Barclay Perkins Imperial Brown Stout was shipped to Russia by Albert von Lecoq, after whom is named several beers, and there's a brewery called A. Lecoq in Estonia. And Mr. Lecoq was awarded a Russian royal warrant that entitled him to use the name Imperial. Hence, the stout he was exporting to Russia became known as Imperial Stout. Typically, in the 1800s, the alcohol content was around 10% alcohol by volume, or ABV, and that has, for a very good reason or another, remained pretty much unchanged to our days. And this Pime by Pohjala is higher than that. It is 13.6% alcohol by volume. As stated, imperial stouts have a high alcohol content, usually, starting from 7 or 8, but typically at least 9% ABV, and they are among the darkest available beer styles. The American interpretations, the Americans tend to take a bastardized version of everything, even imperial stouts, and their interpretations of the style often include ingredients such as vanilla beans, chili powder, maple syrup, yikes, coffee, and marshmallows. And many of those American imperial stouts are aged in bourbon barrels to add additional layers for the flavor. However, I have come across a coffee flavored imperial stout from Sweden with alcohol content 12. I think it was 12% ABV, and that particular beer will be introduced on this channel later on this spring. Well, I have now poured myself a glass of Põhjala Imperial Stout, Pime or Dark Night, Black Night, and the head is very thin, is and very foamy. It's not very thick. The color is black, just coal black. And mind you, this is 13.6 percent by volume. Let's get it up. Okay, I can't really get it on the camera to focus, but the smell is very sweet, coffee-ish, maybe a bit of coffee, very sweet coffee. So, coffee. Very, very sweet, very malty, high malty brown, very dark, very, very dark malt. Coffee, high malt, really, really dark malt, sweet, coffee, dark chocolate, strong dark chocolate, and black coffee with sugar would be, for example, when you take as a dessert a piece of very fine dark chocolate and cold coffee with sugar, or cooled fresh coffee with no milk and then plus sugar. Very fruity. The smell is very, very fruity, which is nice. I love it. It's very, very nice. I give this Pime I give 11 out of 10, maybe 12 out of 10. It's really, really good. I highly recommend. I highly recommend this one. And thank you very much for watching. Please check the links in the description box below. Leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, and tickle the notification bell so you can get notified for more future videos like this. It's always fun making these videos, filming, and especially being able to taste all these wonderful beers from different countries, different varieties. India Pale Ale, you know, from pale ales, India Pale Ales to very through fruity lambics, fruity ale, like delirium beers, delirium tremens, which is yet to be tasted on this channel, as well as the delirium red fruit beer. But until next video, bye bye.